Alright guys, so today we are going to be talking about the best ways to spend your weapon RE-PERK.
Can I be your superhero?
Now, this is because of the new adventures that has come out. All of the guns have the ability to be modified in a spectacular new way. All of the guns have the ability to be modified in a spectacular new way. We can now change the passives on the weapons. So now because of that, this has completely revolutionized which guns are going to be the most powerful. And we want to talk about what is the best guns to modify your passives on. What's the best way to spend that weapon RE-PERK? So check it out. Here is my top 7 weapons for passive modification. So when you are looking to spend your weapon RE-PERK, these are the 7 weapons that you should definitely be looking at. Okay, we're going to start out with this, and this is in no particular order because these guns are all absolutely spectacular. But one in particular stands out above all others, and that is the Obliterator. The Obliterator is the most used weapon in my entire arsenal. This thing is a juggernaut of a weapon. And guess what, guys? It just got stronger. If you didn't think the Obliterator could get any stronger, well, guess what? Today, that's about to change because the Obliterator just got the ability to modify its passive from Headshot Explosion over to Standing Still gives you up to a 55% damage bonus. So if you are standing perfectly still on top of your base, sniping everything that moves, every 2 seconds you're going to get 11% more damage, up to a total of 55% bonus damage after 10 seconds. This is absolutely insane. Insane. Headshot Explosion is an extremely potent ability, to be sure. And there are some people that are probably going to want to continue to use Headshot Explosion because, you know, in a lot of situations in the field of battle, when you're running around, you get to see, you see an enemy, you snipe his head off, he blows up and kills a bunch of his little friends, and it's awesome. Headshot Explosion is great. Such a great ability. But for raw hitting power, sitting on a roof, making sure that you one-shot kill all of your enemies, well, it's pretty hard to deny the power of 55% bonus damage. So this one is definitely at the top of my list for most interesting changes. And we're going to have a new video coming up that's going to show you something, just a whole new tactic for the Obliterator that's going to completely rock your guys' world. I can't wait to share that with you. We're not ready to showcase it just yet, but we're going to make a video dedicated to that once we're able to modify this weapon effectively. All right, so our next weapon on the list is the Candy Corn LMG. This freaky monster gun has long been one of the most powerful weapons in the entire game, one of the staples of the Immortal Gunner build. This thing is absolutely devastating. And now we can actually choose to make this gun even more terrifying by getting rid of the Candy Corn candy pickup. So rather than turning some of your enemies into health drops, you can actually just add a ramping crit rate onto this gun, raising the critical hit chance from 38% all the way up by another, what is it, 15 times 1.8, so 1.8 crit rate times 15 is the potential if you just hold the trigger down and keep on shooting this gun. After your 15th shot leaves the gun, this gun's crit rate is going to be completely out of control, and it was already an absolutely devastating weapon, and it just got so much more dangerous. You can pick between crit rate or damage. Of course, crit rate is going to be way more powerful. Oh my god, I cannot wait to get my hands on a modified Candy Corn. Holy moly, that is going to be so high on my list. Alright, so next on the list is the Wraith. Now, the Wraith has long been a crowd favorite for so many people. This thing has the highest crit rate of any assault rifle in the game, rocking a 48% passive crit chance. This gun can now be modified even further, taking the absolute garbage passives that this gun has had in the past and putting on one of two different abilities. Of course, my favorite is the 11% stacking damage ability. Now, a big problem that I've had with this gun is the fact that this gun has a bad bloom, meaning you can't really run and gun with this very effectively. You constantly standing still to make sure that you hit your shots. And, well, guess what? We can take that tendency to stand still on the Wraith to a whole new level by equipping this gun with the standstill damage ramping passive that we have with the Obliterator. You can also use the same passive on the Wraith. So now when you stand still on the Wraith, which by the way has extremely accurate, shots while standing still, this thing has super long range, super accurate shots, and a 48% chance to crit that's going to be augmented by an extra 55% damage to what was already one of the most damaging assault rifles in the entire game. It now just got 55% stronger. Damn, bro. That is crazy. What a freaking monster gun. Alright, another gun that got a huge boost was our Typewriter. The Typewriter has long been one of the most effective, fun, useful weapons in the game, with an amazing ability to run and gun without even having to look down the sights. One of the best loadouts perk-wise of any weapon, and now you can take the awful garbage affliction damage off of this gun and replace it with a ramping crit rate. Oh my god! Ramping crit rate or ramping damage, of course crit is going to be better, and Jesus Christ, man, could you imagine an even stronger, an even higher crit rate on a freaking Typewriter? Are you kidding me, man? Holy cow! As if this gun wasn't already a deeply satisfying, amazingly powerful situation. Now it just got even nastier. Alright, so now we gotta talk about the Hemlock. The Hemlock has long been one of my favorite guns in the entire game. It is so good that even though I have shield passives on this weapon, I still use this with my Blast from the Past loadouts, which can't even get the effect of shield regeneration. Well, guess what? That is no longer a problem with this gun, because now that you can change the passive on the Hemlock, you can actually modify this gun so that this gun has a variety of different effects. You can use your shield regeneration, or you can switch it over to the Bullet Splinter, or my personal new favorite, landing 5 hits in a row on a single target causes a small explosion, dealing damage to enemies within a half-tile radius. That's right, guys. This gun gets the same bonus that you get on the Mercury LMG and the Bundle Bus. So now you have the, oh my god, crazy power of the Bundle Bus passive on the Hemlock. The freaking Hemlock, which was already one of my favorite guns, and now you have a Bundle Bus passive on a Hemlock. Are you freaking kidding me, man? Yeah! Get some, boys! Get some. This gun just hit heights of new powers, the likes of which this game has never seen. I am so pumped, man. I am so pumped. This one is going to be a doozy. Holy cow, when you go after those big boys, surrounded by little boys, man, kiss it goodbye. Those smashers, you're going to be hitting smashers, and all his little friends are going to be just like exploding around him. Oh my god, this one's going to be so dope. I can't wait to see that extra damage, and because this is not like, some of the other passives that require you to stand still, this is run and gun. You can just run around, you can get right in their face, you can start just dropping bombs into these targets, and every 5th hit is just bonus damage, and not just to that target, everyone within a half-tile radius. This is spectacular. I'm so excited for this one. Oh, I love that gun so much. Alright, so there are 2 more guns that I want to talk about. The next one is the Neon Sniper Rifle. Now, I cannot express to you how amazing this is or how exciting this is. The Neon Sniper Rifle has never been a favorite. It's always been fun, but it's always been second string to the Obliterator, right? The Obliterator is just a more powerful Neon Sniper Rifle. Well, that may start to change a little bit when you realize that this gun can now modify its garbage passive into a standstill damage bonus. Now, I want you to imagine this, guys, because this is such a big deal. The Neon Sniper Rifle doesn't require you to move ever. You are looking through walls. You literally just stand in one spot, you scan through walls, and annihilate target after target after target. If you've ever tried to compete with one of your friends for damage with him using a Neon Sniper Rifle, you're gonna lose. Like, you can't get into a sniper battle with a Neon user and out DPS with any other sniper rifle. It just doesn't work. Like, if you ever have an Obliterator versus a Neon, the Neon will do more damage because he just never stops shooting. You always can see targets. You're looking through your walls, and now you get a 55% damage bonus that will never go away because you never have to move. You never move while using a Neon. You stand still and you just scan through walls and murder everything. And now you're going to have that 10 second, 55% bonus stacking effect. I guarantee you this gun is going to get a lot of attention now, because this one is just like yeah, it's just like an Obliterator, but now the damage has been equalized, and the just being able to see through walls is one of the most spectacular effects in the game. The only thing that really held this gun back was that lack of damage that keeps up with the Obliterator. I really think that this gun is going to see some play. I really do. This one it's so much fun. I already loved this gun before, but seeing that extra 55% damage, is I'm going to be doing like damage contests with my friends to just show them how completely out of their league they are up against the Neon Sniper Rifle. And the last gun that I want to talk about is the Blizzard Blitzer. Now, this one I left for last on purpose because this one is interesting. I don't really want to get rid of the passive on this gun because the passive is spectacular. Being able to freeze smashers for 2.5 seconds by dropping 7 shots into them is amazing. But here's the deal. The Blizzard Blitzer is a projectile weapon, and because of that, it has amplified damage compared to other weapons. Because projectiles are slightly less effective, they're slightly harder to use. This gun is tuned up, right? It does a lot of damage. It is a super mega damaging gun. If you can get in close and hit your shots, this gun absolutely devastates enemies to the point where these hitting 7 enemies 7 times in a row to get that freeze is impossible because this gun kills you before you get hit 7 times. It is terrifyingly powerful. Like, oh my god, so powerful. And now, prepare yourselves, man. This is freaking nuts. You can now take that passive and turn it into an elemental bonus. That's right, guys. This gun has the venture bonus. So you can actually turn this into a fire-killing juggernaut from hell. Now you can just be like, oh, you know what? Screw the freeze effect, because it doesn't work on anything but smashers anyway, because this gun does too much damage. And you're going to take that gun and amp it up by an extra 44% against fire elementals. This is a water weapon. It cannot be changed away from being a water weapon, so it is only good for killing fire enemies. And it just got 44% better at slaughtering fire enemies. So prepare yourself for one of the most damaging anti-fire assault rifles in the history of the game. because the Blizzard Blitzer has arrived, boys. Oh my god. This thing is going to absolutely ruin enemies. And the last thing that we need to talk about is just the black metal set as a whole. You need to know that the black metal set got a massive buff in the passive department, because the passive department has been up until now kill yourself and do some stupid damage that doesn't matter. Well, guess what? Every single black metal weapon has now been modified to give you the option to get rid of that stupid ability and replace it with the Venture bonus damage to Elemental. So this is going to basically make the entire black metal set as a whole the most powerful, the most lethal anti-nature set in the game, because it is a fire set. You can only use it with fire or physical, and let's be honest, it is just made for fire. You use this as a fire set, you modify the passive on this to do damage to nature enemies. So you are, your fire kills nature, and now you're going to get an elemental bonus to nature. That means, yeah, winning. Winning, man. This gun will absolutely ruin all of the nature set. Any nature enemies that you come against, you can just basically take your pick. Take your pick from any of the black metal weapon sets, augment it with this bonus, and nature is completely done, man. It's done. So now we have the Blizzard Blitzer completely ruining all the fire enemies. You have the black metal set completely ruining all of the nature enemies. All we need to do now is get an absolutely dominant nature set to start smoking the water enemies, and we got the trifecta of power. And that could just be the Venture set, because the Venture set is absolutely insane. It is super, super powerful. But if we can get a nature-specific set, I believe that we will have even more power than the Venture set can deliver. So I am super, super excited to see this new passive modification really unlocking all new powers for some of our favorite weapons and giving us all new strategic advantages. Now, the reason that I pointed out these weapons above all other weapons is because most weapons do not get the bonuses, right? They do not get these incredible, effective, unique bonuses. All of the weapons in the game, like the Bobcat, right, like the Silent Spectre, these are weapons that have historically been extremely powerful. But here's the problem with these weapons moving into the future with these passive modifications, is that you can't change the passive. And the reason why is because of these perks right here. Any gun that has a status effect modifier means that you have to have a passive that lines up with that status effect modifier. So because this weapon, you have to choose between one of these status effects, your options are to either run with, slowed and snared and affliction and then combo it so that you can get that bonus, or you go with a less powerful bonus, the 36% damage to missed monsters and bosses. Now this is extremely limiting, right? Because you can only do damage to bosses, and it's going to be less damaging than if you had just used the 45% damage to slowed and snared targets. So it's your choice. You can go with the missed monsters and bosses and open up some of these passives because they are extremely powerful. The Bobcat legitimately gets access to the bonus crit rate or the bonus damage. These are super, super powerful weapons, but you've already got a 45% damage bonus here running with Snare. Are you really going to, switch it to a missed monster killing weapon only and then pull out the crit rate? Maybe that's for you. And you can go through that and look through all these different weapons and see for yourself all of the different possibilities. But as a rule of thumb for me personally, I'm probably not going to ever change the status effect, because 45% bonus damage to slowed and snared and this applies to all the weapons, every single weapon with status effect weapons. You're not going to get that much more effectiveness out of switching to a ramping crit rate or whatever. Having a consistent, always effective 45% damage bonus with no stipulations besides shoot them a lot is just, it's the best. So that's everything you want to know about the new, what do they call MEAGS? yeah, that's everything you want to know about the weapon RE-PERK. These are all the best weapons that you're going to want to spend this on, and kind of how it works. So you can kind of look through these weapons yourself and decide which ones catch your eye and which ones really inspire you to try some new tactics. I'm really, really pumped to see this new change. It really is going to shake up the entire meta of the entire game. You're going to see weapons used that people had forgotten about, that people don't really use that much anymore, like the Typewriter and the Wraith, which have never stopped being some of the strongest weapons in the game, but are going to see all new life with these new crazy modifiers. Weapons like the Candy Corn and the Hemlock, which all of these weapons are all some of my favorite weapons, but I just don't use them that much anymore because I kind of default over to the Terminator just because the ease of use is just, it's so powerful without any effort. Now we're going to have some really, really neat strategies with some really extreme min-max going on. And oh my god, guys. Rock and roll. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it as fascinating as I did, because exploring this new area of the game for me was just something truly special. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for all the help with the YouTube channel. If you love what we're doing and you feel like supporting us, I'd like to ask you guys to please use our supporter creator code if you're not already using it. It really, really helps us out. So thank you so much for all the love, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, yeah!